Okay, let's continue with the fifth part in activity 7.1. We're going to now create the upper part of it. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to flip things around so that I can see the back, and I'm going to create a 2D sketch on the back. So I can just click on that plane and click to create a 2D sketch on the back of here. And let me start by putting in a rectangle that is sort of the main dimensions of that whole back section. So the width of this is going to be 4 units or 1. So 4 of the units in the original sketch times 0.25, which is going to be 1. Oops. And I bypassed that second dimension. Let's just say that this one here needs to be, I believe the full dimension is 11. So let me show you, you can actually put fancy things into these dimensions. So I'm going to say the total height is 11, but I already built up the first 2 units. So 11 minus 2, close parentheses, and then times 0.25. So you can put all kinds of stuff into that dimension box and it'll accept it all and it'll do the math for you so you don't need to worry about making little arithmetic errors. All right, so that's what our height's going to be. And that's all I'm going to do right now because I'm going to show you what fancy stuff we can do. And this part's actually going to turn out to be probably a lot easier than what you thought. All right, so I have that. I go to extrude. I select the rectangle I want to extrude. And instead of having it extrude in that direction, which is not the direction I want, I can choose which direction it extrudes. And I'm going to have it extrude in the direction that I want it to, kind of towards me there. The distance that it's suggesting to extrude to is 2 times 0.25, which is exactly what I want. So I go ahead and hit OK. All right, it might look like I'm way off from the solution, but this is actually really close. Watch this magic with the fillet. So I'm going to choose fillet. And folks, I'm going to almost finish this just using the fillet command. Okay, so I have fillet here, and my fillet radius is going to be 2 units. I don't know how easily you can see that, but it's 2 units. So 2 units is 0.5 inches. And with that 0.5, I'm going to click on this edge here. I'll click on this edge here, and then I'll click up here and up here, and those are all 0.5. I go ahead and hit apply, and those fillets are in. So I'm noticing something here which is actually pretty useful. This fillet doesn't come to the edge, which I think is because I did not put location dimensions in for that rectangle. I don't need to undo a bunch of stuff and go back. I can change that on the fly. So what I can do is figure out where that sketch was for that rectangle. So let's see, was it this one here? Nope, that one. Was it this one here? Okay, so this is a sketch I want to change. So I can double click on the sketch. It usually works best to actually click on the picture of the sketch. So right beside where it says sketch 3, double click on that. And it is confirmed that I have indeed forgotten to put on the location dimensions. So I want to go to dimension. And what I can do is I can just click from this edge to the edge of the rectangle. And it's some awkward 0.477. And so I want to make sure that that's 0.5. So it's properly centered. Hit OK, finish sketch, and everything should update. And so notice how there's not that awkward little gap at the edge of my fillet now. All right, so I'm almost done. I need 2 more circles. So I'm going to create a sketch right on the front here. And that sketch is going to have just 2 circles. Those circles are going to be really easy to put in because I can use the center of the fillets. So if I mouse over the fillet here, it shows me where the center of the fillet is. So my first circle needs to go the whole distance across the top. My second circle is concentric. It shares the same center, but it only goes halfway. So it's just 0.5. Okay, 2 circles, finish sketch. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude the area between them. And that area is going to come out. And I think the distance it extrudes out is the same. It's still the 2 times 0.25. And then there's just one more trick here. If you go and look at the actual problem in Project Lead the way it says, assume that all the holes cut completely through the part. All right. So before we finish this off, we need to cut this all the way through. So I'm going to go to that drawing I just made the sketch for. I'm going to right mouse click on it and say share sketch. And then once I've hit share sketch, I can extrude just this middle part, and I want to be cutting material, and I want it to take it out and go all the way through. So cut out all the material, hit OK, and it is now a hole that goes all the way through. The sketch is still visible, which causes me some sort of grief for some reason. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn off the visibility of that sketch. So that was sketch 4 that I was just using. I'll right mouse click and I will turn off the visibility. And now this beautiful piece of artwork is complete. Kind of looks like a periscope. I don't know what the heck it is, but it's done.